teen starts going blind, realizes her beauty routine is deadly. Today's episode is sure to take you right at the edge of your seats. Who would have thought a common cosmetic routine could cause such danger? Hair dyeing is pretty popular right now among people of all ages, and apparently is also seen quite often in high school students. As we look around at different people in each country, we would notice each of them having different colors. Normally, people do it to cover their gray hair, although sometimes some people would do it for fashion. Some people even go to professional hairstylists to have their hair dyed, since it is generally safer, while on the other hand, many people do it on their own. It is way cheaper. However, it can cause some serious troubles as well if not done correctly. Tyler Dury from Victoria, Australia was no exception. She's a 16-year-old girl who frequently found herself experimenting with new beauty products, including a wide variety of options designed to dye not just her hair, but also her eyebrows. She usually dyed her hair using the myriad beauty products sold at her local store. The said product was manufactured to be used on a person's hair only. However, she decided to try it on her eyebrows. You see, it was not the first time that Tyler had dyed her eyebrows, but it was her first time doing it using this product without consulting a professional. She had no clue just how detrimental to her health and well-being this product would be for her. So without further ado, she started buying the product, and after a couple of days it arrived. Pretty excited for the possible outcome, she started dyeing her eyebrows. She made sure that it would turn out perfectly fine. After a few hours, the color result began to show up and she was pretty happy. Unfortunately, just as she thought everything was going according to plan, Tyler never saw this one coming. She was not prepared for what happened next. The next morning, she was horrified to see what the dye had done to her face. She felt like having beach sand thrown in her eyeballs and not being able to get it out, and a stinging like razor blades on her eyebrows. Her vision started to blur and only continued to get worse. As her sight quickly deteriorated, she had to be rushed to the hospital right away, or else she would have gone blind. As she reached the hospital, the doctors checked what happened. The doctors had done some tests, and as the results came out, it was a severe allergic reaction to a chemical in the product that eventually caused her eyes to swell shut. Tyler had no idea she was allergic to a chemical called paraphenylene diamine, PPD. It's a chemical substance that is widely used as a permanent hair dye. It gives a natural look, and the dyed hair can also be shampooed or permed without losing its color. Unfortunately, she neglected to conduct a patch test first to make sure it would be safe for her body. It is often recommended with face makeup and hair dye because a reaction on a small area such as the hand will be nothing compared to a dangerous reaction all over a person's face or the entirety of a person's scalp. She never thought this could happen because the previous dyes she'd been using didn't contain this kind of substance. Tyler was then prescribed antihistamines, which reduced the swelling and cleared up the visible damage. Doctors had warned her that if she ever used that dye again, she could go blind, or worse, have a fatal reaction. After a couple of days, the medicine given to her took effect immediately. Her eyebrows and eyes are coming back to normal. She was able to see properly now, even though it's still reddish. From there, she was able to realize the cause of what she had done. She started sharing her story to bring awareness to everyone that even though it's cheap to do it on your own, we still need to be extra careful and do some safety precautions. Professionals are there because they are experts, and they know what to do to have a much better result. It's a terrifying thought, especially knowing that it could happen to literally anyone, and you would have no clue at all.